Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus. All right. Look. Christmas is here, and views are up, subscribers are up, and well, I want to give back. Well, not me specifically, but a subscriber of mine. I'm doing a giveaway. This will be going on until Christmas Eve, and it is for the first edition of Fire and Blood and the first edition of the World of Ice and Fire. I saw Mommy kissing Georgia Martin underneath that weirwood tree last night. So all you have to do to enter that giveaway is to leave a comment on this video, make sure you are publicly subscribed, and go and follow me on Twitter. I'm actually going to do a tweet that you can retweet or just like, and that way I'll know every person who's entering the giveaway between now and Christmas Eve. And remember, that's for a first edition copy of The World of Ice and Fire and Blood. Fire and Blood, and specifically, is a companion piece that you'll need for House of the Dragon Season 1. Zaldrizas Buzdari, Ixos Daor. Here's your sign. And remember, take this with a grain of salt, because it's more or less a load of horse shit, because nothing is confirmed until it airs on our screens when House of the Dragon comes out. Long nights! Alright, now jumping right into it. Before I do that, please do me a massive favor, and obviously the three things as usual: slap a like on this video, make sure you're subscribed, and then turn your notifications all the way on to lot in 11. So that way you'll get an alert every single time I drop a video throughout the wait for House of the Dragon Season 1 or any Song of Ice and Fire content, or as it's known on this channel, the Long Nights. Alright, so this, jumping right into it, is a conversation between Daemon and Rhaenyra. Obviously, this is sent to me through the DMs over on Twitter, speaking of which, make sure you go follow me at Sir_Hunts, but my source is telling me that conversation that we hear, dreams didn't make us kings, dragons did, that conversation that Daemon and Rhaenyra they're actually having it on a beach, and the conversation is more in depth. It kind of goes, according to this person, dreams didn't make us kings, dragons did. My accent is all over the place. Let me try that again. Dreams didn't make us kings. Alright, I can't do it. Dreams didn't make us kings. Dragons and fire did. Fire and blood. That is what makes us who we are. Some say the dragons of ancient Valyria were so large that even Balerion the Black Dread would seem minuscule in comparison. Remember what you are. Remember what we are. Dragons. Be a dragon. And then, apparently, this person mentions that they fuck, and a part of that conversation is actually in Valyrian. Ancient Valyrian, to be specific, and that's fucking amazing, because every single person who's watching this video knows that I love Zaldrizas Buzdari, Ixos Daor. Everyone knows that Valyrian scenes just add to the depth in the lore. This is a completely made-up language for this show in specific. And the guy who does the language creation for Game of Thrones, I've actually met him at Con of Thrones, but he has been said to have written a bunch of new Valyrian dialogue, like phrases for this series. So that rumor's kind of confirmed. But jumping into more of the leaked scene / plot leak information, apparently that conversation between Daemon and Rhaenyra will be at the end of episode 1. It happens on the beach, and apparently, this is the most interesting part, Rhaenyra's baby bump has been removed in post-CGI. So basically, Rhaenyra is pregnant. This is likely where she has that miscarriage. And remember, upon the news of her father's death and the crowning of her half-brother, Aegon II, that's what makes her lose the baby. Well, they go on to mention that Balerion will die in the first episode. They're not sure where in the timeline, apparently. But it's also hinted that Viserys was being poisoned along with Balerion, leading up to his last days. Apparently, there's a scene where Sir Otto is speaking with a maester, and he ends up shuffling that maester quickly out of the room when Queen Alicent enters her chambers. So this could lead along with that theory that Alicent maybe didn't necessarily know what was happening, right? So this person mentions that the dialogue is very strong, and the scenes with Alicent at first will lead the audience to believe that she's completely innocent in everything, and she's kind of just got this stuff like is not in her control, some of the plots and the things that are going on in the background with the High Towers and crowning Aegon. Now, the last little bit of information that I got from this source, they mentioned that the first episode is going to be 58 minutes, and that this is the interesting tidbit. Apparently, the first episode had several reshoots. So not just like scenes being added, but scenes that were reshot, because apparently they weren't necessarily good enough, or they wanted to get a different ambiance and setting. Maybe the lighting didn't exactly work. They also mentioned that several actors will be recast in Season 2 and have expanded upon roles. That's kind of confirmed. We know that if we don't have actors that have a lot of screen time, that play background roles, and maybe in the writing for Season 2, they want to get... that Game of Thrones is famous for doing that, so that could also likely be true. And then this one's kind of interesting. I've done a video on episode titles before, and one of these is in that, but it's kind of interesting. So apparently this person said the confirmed title for episode 5 is going to be called The Road to War. Another title is A Black Council, and then another title for one of the episodes, this one is going to be towards the back end of the season, and it's going to be called The Rogue Prince. And they lastly mentioned that episode 1 required over... or one episode rather, not episode 1, but one of the episodes that were filmed in this season, season 1, House of the Dragon, required over 150 extras, and nearly 30 people were lit on fire. And that kind of ties into what they mentioned, that in episode 9/10, there will be a massive battle, and it hasn't been filmed yet. So maybe part of it has been filmed, like the lead up to that battle has, and then like the actual fighting sequences with, you know, the armies going at it hasn't been filmed yet. Apparently, they're supposed to keep going until January, and maybe even a little bit later. I don't know. I will say that the next big thing, we obviously have that convention in February, but I think a trailer for House of the Dragon could come out before then. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. Like, at least the release date for a trailer, right? Something's got to be coming. An announcement for Winds of Winter, perhaps at this convention? I don't know. You all let me know what you think down below in the comment section. This seems like a really good point to get the fuck out of here. I want to thank you all so much for watching. But remember, if you want to enter that giveaway for the first edition of A World of Ice and Fire and first edition of they're both hardback, which is good if you want to, you know, keep your books for a long time. Paperback books, if you don't store them the right way, they tinge. Sometimes after a while, the words actually become hard to read because the paper is so cheap. But if these hardback copies of World of Ice and Fire and Blood are fucking good. This whole giveaway is being sponsored by one of my subscribers here on YouTube. His name is Addict Adam. So obviously a massive shout out and thank you to him for sponsoring this giveaway. Please slap a like on this video. Make sure you're subscribed and turn notifications on. Remember, to enter that giveaway, you got to go follow me on Twitter and retweet that tweet, and make sure you're publicly subscribed here on YouTube. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Long Night Reviews. Oh, boom. Oh, you're still here? Alright, well, I got a special treat for you. This will be a Game of Thrones song. Alright, here we go. The Dornishman's wife was as fair as the sun, and her kisses were warmer than spring. But the Dornishman's blade was made of black steel, and its kiss was a terrible thing. The Dornishman's wife would sing as she bathed in a voice that was sweet as a peach. But the Dornishman's blade had a song of its own, and a bite sharp and cold as a leech. As he lay on the ground with darkness around, and the taste of his blood on his tongue, his brothers knelt by him and prayed him a prayer, and smiled and he laughed as he sung. Brothers, oh brothers, my days here are done, for the Dornishman's taken my life. But what does it matter, for all men must die, and I've tasted the Dornishman's wives. But something about eating butt.